Welcome back, Fatties, to the Phat Chat, where the pH is as toxic as the peed-in pool water. I'm your host tonight, Joshua, joined by Cisco, Chon, and Neff. Here on the Phat Chat, your interests are our interests, usually. As we've mentioned, we need your help. If the Phat Chat can reach 1,500 followers on Instagram and 1,000 plays on any platform, we will be holding another raffle with a grand prize of 2 topic rights and a PS4. An update on that, with your guys' help, we're a third of the way there. And to be honest, guys, since the PS5 is out now, if you guys can get us those followers, then maybe there'll be a raffle for a PS5. So help us out. Help us out. Post us on your videos, on your stories and your feed. Shout us out and we'll do the same for you. On tonight's episode, we'll be covering the following topics. Video games. Do video games make people violent? The best fast food places and why? And our final topic, adulthood, the myths versus the facts. So let's dive into the toxicity of the Phat Chat with video games. So, do video games make people violent? Well, this is what our fatties have to say. 83% of you say no, while 17% of you say yes. And here's what a few of you guys have to say. We're just going to mention the Instagram names here. El Kevo says, I feel like it can influence someone to be violent, but not everyone falls into those tendencies. Dina Flores says, you get callous to the situation. I don't know what I don't know if I agree with that. Flores. NGL DJSS11 computer code says, the fact that they suck makes them mad. Shrewd 3 says, as long as you can distinguish fantasy from reality, I think games do not affect behavior. Lee Oscar 432 says, video games can desensitize people to violence, which can make real life violence seem less bad. And Kali KKM underscore KKM says, most people understand games as purely fiction, and acting on it in real life is logically and morally not right. So what do you guys have on that?
I think the bottom 3, Shrewd 3, Lee Oscar 432, and Kim underscore Kylie underscore KM. I think they kind of have a similar approach to it. Even El Cuevo has an idea of like what I think Shrewd 3 mentions or says it properly, where he says as long as you can distinguish fantasy from reality, he thinks that it will not affect behavior. But I feel like that's kind of what games, with that deterioration of someone's mental state or morals comes into play. They all have they've all mentioned the same thing of like just like playing it ultimately desensitizes you. But that I think you have to approach it first, like El Kevo was saying. Like if you approach it first, if you already have mental, like a hard time distinguishing that fantasy and real world, then I think that is where the danger is. But I think that lies into a problem that's deeper than just like video games. I think video games is just
what makes you happy?
I think that's a great question.
No, but what makes you happy?
No, I get it. Yeah. I completely agree with what you're saying, though, because I mean, dude, mental health problems, bro.
Yeah,
it's not gonna work out.
See, and I think Shrewd 3, he says as long as you can distinguish the fantasy from reality, and I think that's where we're having the problem. Some people can't do that. So I mean, do they make people violent or not? Obviously, there's issues there, and some people can and some people can't distinguish the difference between the two. And I feel like there's so much that goes involved in it, and it can be like it can be mental health, so not every person that has mental health issues are violent, but there are some people who have mental health issues that do exhibit violent behavior, and they do have those pre-violent tendencies. So playing these games, exposing them to more violence, could kind of enact those violent tendencies. And it can be a lot of things. It can be how you were brought up as a kid. It can be if you were exposed to violence in the home. it can make you more prone to violence compared to somebody who had a different kind of upbringing, wasn't raised up, let's say, in a bad neighborhood, or didn't see it, or didn't even see it in their family life. So I don't think it's an easy answer as a blanket answer like yes or no, you know, but it just all depends. What do you guys think about with the mental health?
Well, I think that it can, like you said, if somebody's already violent, or maybe they're violent in a way, it can kind of bring out or increase those tendencies. Or they could use it as like an outlet, because there's some, like, I have a friend who, we were at a football game one time, and he goes, it was his team versus the other team, and his team was losing, and he was screaming at the top of his lungs, saying how he was going to destroy the other player in Madden when he got home, like, to get him back. So, and I was just like, I looked at him, I was like, dude, you need to calm down, bro. Like, we're in public. Like, you need to chill. And he was just like, no, man, I'm going to take him out on Madden when I get home. And I'm going to destroy him. And I'm like, dang, dude, like, I don't know what to say to that, man. So, like, but that's what I mean. Like, if somebody's already upset or like has that much anger, and they use that as their, trying to get people back, or trying to punish somebody, because ultimately that would come down to, you just like the feeling. You like the feeling of defeating an enemy, right?
I think that, because to me, that example you laid out, that seems more like a lack of self-esteem. That sounds like he is struggling with like compensating for that, and I think that's why he succeeds in video games, and that's why he like innately yelled out that he's going to destroy him on Madden, because that's kind of embarrassing, to be completely honest with you. Like,
that's always
really,
like, you gotta chill, bro. Like we're in public.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
I don't know if it would be related to his self-esteem, but I do think that's not something normal that somebody would.
Because that's a little mental, bro. If you're like shouting at the top of your lungs, like, I'm gonna destroy you when I get home on my game.
Yeah.
Like, that might be a little mental.
Because you said you were at a football game. Was he a player?
What? No, that's the thing.
That's even weirder.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I thought he was like a player, and then he was like upset they were losing.
No. I'm talking about, like, we were at a sport event. We were at an actual professional event. Yeah, bro. Because we were at a professional event, and
so weird.
The player that was beating the player on his team, his favorite one, he was like, I'm gonna get you back when I get home on my Madden, and we're gonna duke it out. Like, I'm gonna destroy you in Madden. Like, yelling from the nosebleeds to a professional player.
Oh man,
that I'm gonna destroy you when I get home on Madden. And I mean, we're still friends. Like, obviously we're still friends, but like, just that one time, I was like, dude, we're in public. We're in public. People can hear you. Stop. Like, you know what I mean? But,
just had him Twitter and just handle it there.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Just get those Twitter fingers, bro. Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. Let it be.
Wow. So there's a difference.
You guys are careful bars on this Yeti mic.
Well, I did.
Or what if he watches this podcast?
Sponsored? Are we sponsored?
That's okay. Oh, you know what? No, we're not sponsored. Sorry. Unusable. Sorry.
I don't. So I don't know. Like, so kind of going along with that kind of what you're saying, Josh. Was it because of Madden? Did he get more violent? I don't know, but I did pull up. There was a study that was done, and it was actually done with 8 children who watched TV. Just TV, not video games, but it had to do with violent and non-violent TV. And so these 8 children were watching this non-violent and non-violent TV, and they were monitoring their brain activity. So both the violent and the non-violent TV activated parts of the brain responsible for like motor and visual stimulation, but the violent one stimulated parts of the right hemisphere of the brain that regulates their emotion, arousal, attention, and memory encoding, along with retrieval and motor programming. So basically, just kind of summarize it up. The study just ended saying that it could explain why those who view extended periods of violent TV, or you can say video games as well, would store more aggression, in their memory bank, and would serve as a guide for like recalling or facilitating overt social behavior. And overt social behavior is basically any behavior that can be observed by someone else other than the person performing it. It can be like a hug, a body language, walking, dancing, stuff like that. So with that being said, it can be, so what the study is saying that video games, TVs, it kind of stores it in their mind, and it makes it more prone to recall it in situations, kind of like what your example, Josh, in that moment, maybe that could have been the situation with him. It just clicked and came to his head, and that's what kind of came to his mind. You know what I mean? So
It was a really crispy snap.
oh, thank you.
That was saucy.
It was loud and clear. I was like, geez, it's the clearest
I think,
audio we've had so
our
far.
listeners' eardrums are blown out right now.
Yes,
I think
forgive
you
me.
just blew
Forgive
car
me for that.
speakers, bro. Like,
I hope so. Don't need
Well,
mine anymore.
You can edit that afterwards. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting, man, about the study. That the violent stuff does trigger different parts of the brain and different functions.
What's interesting to me, because if you consider, like, if you're talking about stimulus, then the brain needs to, like, it desires that stimulus again. So so I wonder if they're violent because they associate violence with that, and they are able to associate that level of excitement with, like, they saw something violent and made them feel good. They want to do more violence so that it makes them feel good and their brain feels active. Releases that what is it? What's her name?
Serotonin.
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 Yeah.
But you know what? It's kind of just like with self-defense classes, for example, because when you said that, on how it stimulates that side of the hemisphere where it starts making you recall what you're supposed to do in those situations, right? Because it deals with muscle memory at that point too, right?
Yeah.
What you're supposed to do. So if people are in training for self-defense, or like karate, for example, they're gonna recall what moves to defend themselves to make sure that they don't get hurt. And maybe that could be the same thing. It could be state of mind.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know though, because like you find a lot of the times like those karate things, like self-defense classes or whatever you want to call it, like those very commonly do not work, because once you're in that position, your adrenaline starts to blast through your body and like you don't recall it. I think muscle memory is more like shooting a bow, because your body knows like this is how you pull back the string, this is how much tension there is going to be, or even shooting a gun, like that I think is closer to like muscle memory, because like when fighting,
So you're
like
saying
when
you shoot guns? Okay.
Really? That's all you got out of it?
but I don't know, dude, because I've seen people fight and like they just look like monkeys.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, it
embarrassing.
depends on if they're actually trained. Or were they trained people?
Yeah.
I didn't stop and be like, sir, what are your credentials? I need to know this. This is
Before you throw
essential.
that right punch, did you have training? Are you a professional boxer?
But that's what I mean. What's
What's your resume right now?
That's what I
Yeah.
mean, though. It's like for those tournaments, because I've been to a karate tournament, and seeing
That's
those
different, dog.
kids, huh?
Yeah.
That's
What?
way different. Like a
Because they're
tournament
only
versus
using that
IRL.
technique, because like in real life you basically use anything.
So
to defend
UFC, let's
yourself.
take UFC for example.
But that's that's mixed martial arts.
Right.
UFC is
But you
mixed
train.
martial arts.
But
So,
you're
like,
trained to fight.
Yeah.
You're trained to fight. You're trained to know how to block moves. You're trained in combat. So since you're
like natural reactions. I would say, yeah.
Yeah, so since you're trained in combat and you're trained to do that, then like that's
Yeah, well, I feel like it's different because in like the UFC or whatever, you're like you said, you're trained for things. So there's even like rules and stuff, and there's like a person there to separate you guys when something happens. But in real life, you kind of just do anything to defend yourself. So
Yeah,
I feel
fight
like
or-
I don't know,
fight or
bro.
flight.
I don't know, man. The Rock proves different points that can
gosh.
prove you wrong.
Say The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock, bro. You never seen him in action?
Never. Ever.
No, but I mean,
bro.
like,
Fast
because
and
I've known people
Furious.
who's had. Is he
Bro.
taking a phone call?
He might
Read
be
the
on a
chat.
business meeting.
I think with like
Oh,
trainings like karate and stuff like that, like they're prepared to be like block. But like with UFC and MMA, like you're learning things about like jiu-jitsu and like wrestling. And I think wrestling is probably one of the more practical ones, because like you learn to Like you can wrestle at full speed versus something like karate where you can punch your opponent, but you like when you're practicing, you can only punch at like 50%. But when you're wrestling, like you go 100%, and like you push yourself to that extreme.
But that's what I
which is like-
mean. When you have that training, let's just like what Sean said, when they're looking at these things, when they're playing these things, it'll come to your mind on what you should do. They're not being trained, but
I see what you're saying.
in your mindset, if they're coming at you, your brain is gonna be at a moment's notice, it's gonna recall that tactical move that you need to perform.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see
You
what
know
you're saying. I'm
what I
gonna be
mean?
completely honest with you. Completely forgot what we were talking about for like a split second. I was like,
I was
wrestling.
gonna try to like tie it back in because we're going pretty off track.
I forgot, dude. I'm sorry.
Dude,
I totally
it's
forgot.
okay.
I have the,
Well, let's
I have
get-
the notes in front of me.
Well, the desensitization, I don't even know if that's the real word, but
Is that a word?
games
You can be anything you want to be.
are
America.
said to desensitize people, right? And that's exactly what some of our fatties believe too. Well, I looked up an article from Business Standard, I think. Yeah, Business Standard came out in March of 2017. And
Doesn't apply anymore.
okay.
I'm just kidding.
For the subheading is from battle screen to battlefield, because this is something that I think we were talking about before, is how military use video games to train their soldiers, right? I used the word train when we talked about it. However, in this article, it does confirm that the military, there's no policy, so everybody don't get it confused. There's no policy in the military whatsoever to say that they use video games or virtual reality for training. There's nothing like that. However, many military commanders do encourage for those games to be played. Even before video games, they would encourage them to play like combat board games or stuff like that, because it's, for them, it's not about training them in any kind of way. It's about keeping their mindset fresh. So even when they're off duty, to always keep in mind their role in their life, because they can always be called on duty right away. So it's to like not get them in the mood of I'm a civilian again. They always want you at the ready. And so that's the reason why it's encouraged, but there's no policy on it. And in this article, they did a study of 15 current and former members of the U.S. military. So that's how it was confirmed by them. But it says that the majority of the interviewees told us that it's important to stay in the mindset of a soldier, even when not on duty. To them, first-person shooters were the perfect vehicle for doing this. So as it goes on into a study that was conducted by Brock Bastian and Jolanda Jetton, and Helena R.M. Radke. But they were able to use it was the same thing that you said, Sean, that they were able to show brain scans that playing violent video games, it had the potential to desensitize players to real life violence and the suffering of others. So it does have the potential. But then as it continues in the article, it starts going into what I think Kevo said about how it can influence someone to be violent, but not everyone falls in those tendencies. And who was it? Shrewd 3 said that as long as you can distinguish fantasy from reality, I think games do not affect behavior, because this line was actually in this article was actually pretty, I don't know, it kind of hit me different, because it
Low
said
1-2. Hit you with low 1-2.
low 1-2 below the belt, basically. But he said that one of the soldiers was talking about altered realities, and he said that it's tough to make the case that games accurately simulate what a soldier's life is really like. And because soldiers' lives compared to the games are nothing like how it is out there on the battlefield, right? But he said when things go wrong, when innocent people are killed, there are no ramifications. So in the virtual world, right? There's no ramifications. Everything just you just boot up the other the person, right? And he says it also right here. You lose an avatar, just reboot the game. And avatar, for people, avatar is your virtual character. So you just caricature, and you basically reboot the game. But he said in real life, IRL, you lose your guy, you've lost your guy. So if you lose your guy, you lost your guy, and then you have to bury him, and then you got to call his wife, and
or
that
his mom.
or his mom, right? So
Yeah.
it's like you
Sad.
have in real life combat, real life consequences, and that's why I was saying where they use it to kind of desensitize the situation, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna automatically think that fantasy and reality line up. So if you can distinguish that, then obviously, you could be okay, but it still does bring out those tendencies, and it's still encouraged to keep up those tendencies, if that makes sense. So
Now, where do we draw the line between hold on, let me think about this. What's the difference between desensitizing and exposure therapy?
and exposure therapy,
Yeah.
I think desensitizing is when you no longer get the feeling, like things become normal for your mind. Like if you see somebody bleeding out, you're basically like, okay, like
Put in
that
like a mental
sucks.
block.
Yeah.
You know?
And like when you hear somebody who's died, it's kind of hard to show empathy or have sympathy for that family. Like for you, you're just like, oh, well, that sucks. I hope you have a better day.
Lack of
stuff like
emotion.
that. Yeah, lack of emotion even. So it's like that's kind of desensitizing on the situation too, on the situational awareness. Also exposure therapy, exposure therapy
Is after the trauma, I would assume.
yeah, because that's just like, and that's a whole different level.
That's to help you cope with some sort of trauma that you've already had to go through, or even like a fear, for example.
I thought
and
exposure therapy would be before you go through something traumatic.
No, sweetie. Exposure therapy happens when you're traumatized, and then you have to expose yourself to that fear at a steady pace, and then your mind can relax and realize that it's not an actual threat anymore.
So maybe it's one and the same, but for different reasons. You know what I mean?
Different phases.
Yeah, like different perspectives on desensitizing. Like maybe, for example, if somebody got into a really bad car accident and then they were afraid to drive, they never drove for like 5-10 years, and then here comes this therapist that's like, you know what? I need to help you get back on track because DoorDash no longer serves in your area, and you need to go out and get your food.
So he starts to play Need for Speed Heat
Yeah. So
on PlayStation 4.
Buys the
buys
what
the
is that
steering
called?
wheel.
The steering wheel.
You know what? Nah, they just go out and buy the entire Initial D gaming arcade.
The whole arcade.
So yeah, the whole arcade. 4 drivers.
I've looked at those. I think they're a couple $1,000s, honestly.
Dude,
Yeah,
the
I
one
think
that's
they're at
in
least
the
like
one that the
3,000.
newest one, bro, is only like $5.99.
It's only
Oh, sorry,
like-
$5,999.
Nice.
Only, bro.
So, like-
Hey, let's
only.
all put in like $100.
He's like,
We got it.
I think
We'll
they
get
have
Craig
a
to help
payment
out,
plan. 30 days.
Isn't that a credit card? I don't know.
But that's I think it could be one and the same, to be honest with you. I think desensitizing is okay, so let me rephrase this then. Desensitizing could be positive and negative, just like anything has positive and negative effects.
yeah.
Right? Like for example, the desensitizing by encouraging violent video games to desensitize to the situation, obviously negative. But then if you have exposure therapy, who you're trying to desensitize someone's past fear of what has happened, that's a positive effect because you're trying to get them back on track with their life.
Helps them let it go.
Let it go.
you go.
No more. So like that. I sound like Michael Jackson right there, dude.
A little
I should
bit,
get
a little
record
bit.
deal.
Well, I don't know what you sounded like, but I liked it.
Well, what about positive effects? What do you guys think about positive effects on video games? Like,
Dude,
because we've
honestly,
already went
no-
over the mental state of it, right? Which is the possibilities of mental states. But what about the positive effects?
Well,
Gaming
there
is
is
all
none.
about the bros. It's all about the bros.
Dude,
Yep.
100%. There's
Sounded
like
super
so
British.
many positive effects like in games, dude.
Tell
You
me.
said, wait, what?
I can name like
Can you
2
say
right
it
now.
again?
Who, me?
Yeah, what did you say?
I said there is like so many positive effects. for
Oh, okay,
video
name
games.
'em.
I can name like 2.
Do it.
Ready?
Okay.
You hang out with your bros, you get to spend time,
Yeah.
especially for situations like right now where you can't go and hang out with people. You play these games that are not violent, and then you kind of just like hanging out with your friends in real life, but
The
it's
bros.
yeah.
not.
What was the second point?
Hand-eye coordination. Boom.
Hand-eye coordination. Yeah. Faster
Right.
reflexes.
Yeah. I don't know. So you think playing Need for Speed is gonna make me a better driver?
There's so many people. There's
Bro,
so many benefits.
how do you think I learned how to drift, bro? Need for
Dude.
Speed.
Oh man. So
Need for Speed.
yeah, if I drove the way I drove it, if I drove in real life how I drove the first time I played Need for Speed, I probably would have a death count of like 50. I would have
dead
killed
count?
so many people.
You would hit a tree and just like
Yeah.
Just
Call it
croak
quits.
over like that. Just
But yeah.
Oh.
No,
because
yeah.
you jump out and then your head hits it and you're like,
Yeah.
End up in a helmet for the rest of your life.
Pretty much.
That's why you wear a helmet in the car.
Hate you guys so much.
take notes, guys. Take notes.
No, but okay. But positive, I mean, yeah. I guess you can let off steam. You know, I know people that, you know, they'll have a stressful day at work and they'll come home and they'll play a video game, you know. What it can be a first person shooter, you know, and maybe that helps them like just like relax, you know.
When a first person killed Carl from HR.
Basically, just start like
Yeah.
pasting their heads on their
But-
TV screen.
That's
But
a little
see?
too much.
But see, that's not. But see, it's not that simple though. You know, does this person have a mental illness? Can he not distinguish the differences? I don't know.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's too complex. It's I mean,
it's not.
it's not
Very
like it's
circumstantial.
too complex to not answer. It's just there's
Yeah.
many factors that go into that question. But let's
It's
just say
circumstantial,
it's
but-
not about the violent video games of positive effects, just positive effects on video games in general.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I
because
think
I do know, like for my old company that I was with, they did do a team building event using video games. One of them was Call of Duty, which was really funny. Because you know how they did that on The Office?
The Office,
How they
yeah.
that's exact. There are companies, and one of my old company that I worked for, they did the same thing. It was really a team building exercise on how well you can communicate with your team, and how you can communicate and respect your leadership. And I mean, there were different video games they did too, but I mean that could be a positive effect, but depending on how you view on your own morality and what you view as acceptable. But
Sometimes, dude, like it's also educational. I mean, you guys ever play cool math games?
bro, yes, actually, like brain games, you mean?
no, like cool math games, like
Cool meth games?
Is that the name of the game? Cool math games?
No, dude,
No.
it's all
You guys have never been to like,
you guys are garbage.
dude. It's like,
I'm sorry, Neff.
Computer-
You missed your punchline.
No, Cisco got it.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so
Dude,
let me.
Oh,
explain
I was
about it.
legit. I was for real. Like there are actual brain games, like really cool.
No,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Sudoku?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Like
yeah, like
Myst,
Battlefield.
like Myst that I was telling you guys about that none of you guys ever played.
I played Rust, but I've never played Myst.
God.
What? So does
like
Ark? Is Ark gonna teach me how to survive?
Oh my goodness. You know what? Ark will, bro. You can gather berries, you can cook fish and
Yeah.
get diarrhea. Like it's pretty cool.
So,
And then you learn how to take a bath in the lake.
With
well,
dinosaurs.
okay,
If you
that's
punch
the
a
thing,
tree,
I think
it'll give you logs.
I've done that before. It works.
Oh, okay.
Oh, in Fortnite?
Yeah. No, dude, but like Neff was saying, it could be educational. Of course, games like that don't really teach you how to do it because it's kind of just you punch a tree, get logs, and then you like build it in your backpack or whatever. But I think it does teach you, like, for example, if you're stuck on an island, it does teach you like what you need to do, just not how to do it. If that makes sense.
So
Yeah, in a
what you're
way,
saying
he's
is you're taking the creator's word for it. That if you need what you need to survive on an island is a backpack filled with cotton candy and candy
And
canes
logs.
and logs.
and logs.
But
That's
some of
what
these
you're
games are
gonna
actually
do,
very
bro.
realistic. Like,
Yeah.
because you have to consider, like, it helps you prioritize what exactly you really need. So you're gonna need shelter for sure. You're gonna need fire to stay warm over the night, and you're gonna need like food and like clothing. So like in games like Ark, you can get too cold and you can die from that.
Yeah.
You can also sweat too much or get sick and like things like that.
Dude, why don't you just create your game already? Just create your natural survival game.
Just do it right now.
Nature survival.
Neff the Cougar.
What?
That's the game name. Neff the Cougar.
Neff the
Just me stalking people.
Neff the Cougar, bro. Oh my goodness. That would be funny.
Oh
That would be
man.
funny.
My boss is just
Well-
an old me.
Well, you know, Cisco, like you said, gaming is for the bros.
I was just about to say that.
we
Stole my
had
thought.
we had, I mean, not just for the bros, bro, you know what I mean? You know,
It's for the bros.
if there's them females that want to join the crew, you know, it's whatever. It's cool.
Would love it.
But dude, like, for example, I'll just share the experience. It was a great night the other night that we all had.
Dude,
Like,
yeah.
it was just doing
Till
that,
this morning.
doing that
Till this morning.
legit. Yeah, till this morning. Doing that though, like when you have a real big group of people and you're all playing together, like it makes gaming so much more fun. Like when
Yeah.
you can actually do it with a bunch of people, it's great. Like it's great, and it's hard to really explain. Like I was telling Simone this morning, I was like, I felt like Neff and repeating myself because I told her, I said, I really had a lot of fun with you last night. And she goes, me too. And I said, no, like I had a lot of fun. I don't think you're understanding me. I had a lot of fun. It was just great fun. And she just looks at me. She goes, you're stupid. I'm like, like, thanks. But that's,
no,
I don't know
really-
how else to really explain it or really express myself with that other than saying it was so much fun.
It was quite lit.
It was, yeah. No, it was. And like for those who didn't, because I don't know if we were clear, but a lot of us got together and we gamed together and had a party. You could talk to each other on the headsets and while you're playing the game. And I haven't done that with such a big group in a long time. And I'm always like, oh, you know, I'm going to be tired. I go to bed at 9:30, 10. Well, I think I was up till like 1 o'clock with you guys.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah. And I was like, I wasn't tired. I was having a blast. Honestly, that's the most fun I had in a while.
Yeah, dude, you said you're gonna go to bed like 4 times.
Yeah, and I never did.
And I was all
I would
like,
be,
wait,
"All right,
why
guys."
didn't Chon leave yet?
Yeah, I was like, all right, guys, I'm going to bed. And then, what do you know? I'm dragging the conversation. I'm playing another game, and then, 1 o'clock. And then at that time, I was okay. Yeah, I do got to go to bed. But yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, man. But it was just an all around good time.
You know
I
what?
definitely want to do it again.
You know what meme really explains that well is that one where I think it's the SpongeBob one where it's like his eyes were super red. It's like he has to wake up in 2 hours for work, and then so like your boy goes, one more match, and you just like down.
Yeah.
Yep, that was me.
I think like I can agree with you guys 100%. Like people who don't really play games with other people or who don't really play games at all, and they're kind of looking at us or watching this and being like, oh, I guess it's probably fun, but they're probably overdoing it a little bit. Like for example, for me, games really like, I don't know, help me out if I'm like stressing out with school or something. I just, put in a disc in a game and I start playing, especially with friends. It's just so relaxing almost. And I feel like, especially with friends, it's like refreshing. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I think now more so because we don't get to have that. We don't get to have it as
things.
we did.
Yeah. Because I mean, I live alone, and yeah, I'm in the house
Hear that,
alone.
ladies? You hear that, ladies?
Oh my gosh, really? 8675309. Text me right now. I'm still single, but no. let me hold on before we start promoting my my singleness and my phone number again. No, but so I'm in my house alone, just my headset on, listening to everybody, but you don't feel alone, and you feel like you're actually there with everybody, which is really cool. You don't have that sense like, oh, I'm sitting in my living room alone, just me and the console. You actually do have that connection with the other people, especially now that you get to hear each other as you're playing, and it is that constant communication. Oh, like do this, go here, grab this. Oh, they're coming from that side, whatever, or like we need to build this kind of thing. And I don't know, you just have to do it just so you can experience it. It's a good time. Just get some friends, buy a console if you don't have one, and have fun, especially now.
Like it doesn't even have to be a first-person shooter game. We could be playing like Tony Hawk Pro Skater and still have like a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Yes, yeah, it could be. No,
sure,
could be Tony Hawk.
sure.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For about maybe 30 minutes or so.
Okay.
And then you jump into like Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, so that was video games, and I hope that kind of clarified for everybody, especially everybody who was answering. on there for all of you 17% yeses. You might want to go talk to somebody. Go get a therapist.
Don't listen to Josh. I just don't.
Well, what about our
There's no answer.
what about our best fast food places? Like I know that we posted out there a poll on our IG, on the Phat Chat IG. I put Culver's out there. For those of you who don't know what Culver's is, it comes from Wisconsin. It's only to up to the state lines of California and then out to the state lines of New York. It doesn't exist on the coast, on either coast, but super good. Butter burgers all day. And then I put In-N-Out there. So I put both of those there. We got a lot of responses from you guys. It's funny. I even got one Del Taco. Del Taco being a really good fast food place. Yeah, bro.
No, their chicken tacos are pretty good though.
Their street
they used to be
tacos.
$1.
Their street tacos are actually pretty bomb.
Yeah.
I like those.
Burritos though.
I've been there like once and I got nothing.
No, I hate their burritos because it's like they do it in sections. They don't mix it all up together.
Like this will be like the burrito right here. Like my hand is the burrito. Imagine.
Okay.
Burrito.
Okay.
And then, like
small burrito.
bottom will be
Take a bite real
beans,
quick.
and the top will be cheese, and they won't mix it. So you're just biting
Oh, I
into
see.
pure cheese.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay,
I
so
hate that.
Hold on. Quick story about that. I went to Chipotle for lunch, right? And I've never seen this. Since you're talking about mixing the burrito. The guy got a burrito and he had, you know how they pile everything on at Chipotle. And the guy looks at the girl and she was about to wrap it. He's like, oh no, wait. He's like, can you mix it up for me? And I'm just like, wait, is that a real thing? I was serious. And she did. She reached over, she like leaned over the counter, got a spoon, and literally was sitting there like mixing the ingredients. And you know how Chipotle makes their burritos, they like jam pack it. It's a mountain of food.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And she's there trying to mix it. And I'm like, you're really gonna make her mix that burrito like
That's
that?
her job, dog. That's her job.
Come on, man. Their job is to make a burrito, not to put the ingredients in there, blend it, and then wrap it.
Mix.
Wait, say that again. Their job isn't to put ingredients.
No. I said their job is no.
Their job is to make burritos, not to cater.
Yes,
Oh, is
exactly.
that what it is? Oh,
Yes, thank you, Nat.
So customer
Thank you.
service is not their number one priority.
No,
Nah, dog. What the heck?
The
Customer? What the heck is that all about?
Who is
Hey,
It's all
that?
about that
who needs
profit.
customer service when you have a burrito this big, man? Like,
Burritos
It's a
this
pretty big burrito.
yes,
pretty
it's a baby.
ginormous
Right
burrito.
there.
You can drive in the carpool lane with that bad boy.
Yo, I did get inappropriate responses from some people, but it's whatever.
Oh my god!
I did get one of them. I mean, there were quite a few people. Everybody who responded to this one was obviously from California, but In-N-Out. And what they would order is like 4x4s or double doubles. They love those. And then there Chick-fil-A was one that was mentioned. Along like for their nuggets and sandwiches. Actually, I just had Popeyes tonight. Their chicken sandwich. It's been a minute since I've been to Chick-fil-A. I definitely need to go back. But man, Popeyes chicken sandwich though sometimes just hits home. Like it's actually, I think it's the sauce, to be honest with you. I think it's just the sauce, that Cajun sauce.
Popeyes?
Yeah,
it's
Popeyes.
it's the sauce.
And then what else did they put here? They put Foster's Freeze, dude. So Foster's Freeze is super good. I don't know if you guys have ever been. Have you guys been to Foster's Freeze before?
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
man.
I will
frequent
down
that
the road.
place.
Yeah. So from all of that noise, I just gathered yes. So
Yes.
You got it, bro. Yeah. What was that?
So
Man, you're so
Foster's
good at
Freeze,
reading us.
Foster's Freeze, the double decker burger is what our fatty would get from there. And then Freddy's Steak Burger. I've never been out there to grab one. I've always heard Whataburger though. I've heard Whataburger is super super bomb. So I would really like to go taste some of these fast food places, but
Yeah. Well, Whataburger is good. I've had Whataburger and Freddy's. I have a Freddy's here. Like whenever you come down,
you have
we
a
can go to
Freddy's. You have a Freddy's steak burger over there?
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes from my house.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude, it
It's
looks
been
like I
there for a
gotta take a
while.
trip down there during this
Yeah.
quarantine time.
yeah. Come down and you can
So-
just like sit 5 feet away
It's
from
like,
me. when
what
you
do
have a
they
burger.
mean? There's a statewide
5, not
curfew.
6.
What's a curfew again?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, bro. What I mean,
What is it? Recess time? Is that what that means?
recess.
Recess time.
Curfew
It's
means recess.
Yo, but you back onto it real quick. Wendy's breakfast burger, freaking fantastic.
Dude, so Wendy's breakfast, have you guys, I mean, Neff, you've had Wendy's
Yeah,
breakfast, right?
I've had it.
Yeah.
Man, it's pretty really good, dude.
I
It's
have
really good.
not.
That bun, fantastic. The egg, fantastic. The light mayo, great.
Because you know
The
what's
mix,
great too? Is that their
the
bun,
sausage.
dude, no, their croissant is not even like an actual croissant.
The croissant.
Croissant.
Yeah,
Croissant.
it's like a fluffier croissant. Like it's
Is that what
not
I'm
like a traditional croissant, and it's so good. I love Wendy's breakfast, dude. Like for fast food places, I can have that hands down for sure.
For breakfast burgers, dog, Carl's Jr.
Oh,
slaps
Carl's
as well.
Jr. Carl,
See,
yeah,
Such
that,
a
yeah,
big boy. It's a horse that you're eating.
It's a big boy.
that is,
Yeah.
dude. Have you ever had the
what it was.
$6 one? Like you tell if you can get it, you just have to tell them. Like you have to tell them you want a breakfast
Really?
burger, but you want the $6 patty, and they'll do it, and
Oh,
it's
man.
freaking delicious.
It's probably
Nah,
even
dude.
better because it's fresh.
Did
Because
they give
they,
you, like,
they don't
insulin
make
with
those
that?
patties
Do
in
they
the
what?
morning.
Do they give you insulin with that after?
Nah, bro.
You're
they
like,
just give you double dose of metformin.
There
It's
you
like
go.
here you go, kick it out.
A little heart
Dude, I
attack in
really-
the parking lot.
Start rolling over.
What was that, Cisco?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. I
Continue.
was saying I really like McDonald's, dude. Like it gets a lot of hate from like everyone, but I love McDonald's so much.
Yeah,
But
we
for
what do you get
me,
Nuggies.
Everything,
Nuggies.
dude. I get like
Nuggies.
3 of everything. I get some chicky nugs, the McChicken, spicy McChicken, McDouble, one double, and then I get like fries, milkshake, ice cream, basically the whole menu.
so let me ask you though:
Nice.
do you get your nuggies and like anything that you can get deep fried from there well done?
Yes. Okay. You told me that. You told me to get them deep. Not deep fried. Obviously the deep fried. You told me to get them well
get
done.
them deep fried.
So
Don't get them raw.
today, yeah, don't get them raw. So today I was craving. I took a nap and I woke up. I was craving some chicken nuggies. I go to McDonald's and I said, you know what? I want a 10-piece and can I get them extra crispy and well done? Those have been they were perfect. They were crisp. They were flaky. They even burnt my tongue when I ate them. It was just
Yo.
like my mouth's even watering right now, dude. Oh,
Mhm.
it was so good.
Because it's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yes. Oh yes, you have to do it.
Mhm.
And I even stopped by and picked up some stuff from my friends. I was like, here, have a nugget. And then they grabbed them and they're like, I thought you were kidding when you said these were so good. I'm like, no, they're delicious. Like it's on another level.
Dude,
I'm not
so-
gonna have those nuggets make me sick. Like if I eat more than 3, I like get barfy.
What, the nuggets?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh,
You're not human.
bro.
Might be
So look, check this out. I had a friend come from the Bay Area,
Mhm.
and I told her I was just like, I'm gonna go to McDonald's because
Told who?
sometimes, huh?
Told what? Told her.
Who? Him? What?
Okay.
Excuse me?
He, she.
Something like that.
Oh,
her?
okay, continue.
So then I ordered the food for Simone, for her, for everybody, and as I was ordering, I got filet-o-fish. I got the filet-o-fish well done because you could do that. Didn't know you could do that. World of difference. I
What?
got
You
the
can do that?
Yes, bro. I got the McChickens well done.
Mhm.
You can anything that's deep fried there, get it well done. And the fries, I always get no salt now. Like they always oversalt their fries at any McDonald's I go to, so I get no salt, and it's stupid fresh, like stupid fresh. So then I got what's it called? I got the nuggets well done, and she's never had it like that. And I was just like, I'm gonna go ahead and surprise her. So she started eating the nuggets, and she goes, "Man, these nuggets are like really, really good. Like they're really crispy. Like how does your McDonald's always do this?" I said, "Dude, get them well done." And ever since then, she has been getting them well done. She gets the all the other stuff well done. Telling you, bro, like well done is the way to go at McDonald's, because McDonald's is like a craving spot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like when I want ice cream, like if other places, like I go to Burger Time a lot for ice cream. So if they're closed already, I'll go to McDonald's for a strawberry McFlurry. And I'm just like, oh, and you can do that too, by the way. If you like strawberry topping and you want it like in a McFlurry type deal, bro, just do it like that. Just tell them that you want strawberry topping in the McFlurry, and it'll swirl out. And oh, dude, it's so good. So like you get that. But that's the thing. McDonald's for me is either a quick fix or a craving. like to really
So
go.
I think I
Dude,
know
I
why
think
we're
so.
called the Phat
Left.
Chat now.
And went to. You're so stupid. You're so stupid. We spent. This is the longest subject we ever had.
About
Yeah,
food.
it probably is. It probably is.
So
Hey,
just went to go get them. Actually,
you know what we're gonna do. We have to do next. You know those videos where they record themselves eating and then they review the food, which be like, you know,
ASMR
just-
type 2.
yeah.
Oh, dude! And this
yeah.
time we know how to set our mics. We should do it. We should do it. I've gotten a
Yeah.
lot of good feedback on ASMR.
Let's get some feedback from the fans right now, from the fatties. Do you guys want ASMR?
Yeah,
Do
send
you
us a
guys
DM
want
right now.
ASMR? If you want ASMR, bro, we'll put up that poll. You let us know.
Yep.
Yeah, or just DM us. You know
DM
what I'm
us
saying?
right now, and just be like, yes, I want the
Like,
ASMR.
pause the Phat Chat right now,
And
and then do. They're gonna be so confused when they click play. They're like, "What the heck?"
yeah, when they're watching this YouTube clip, they're gonna be like, "Hold on a second. Wait, what time is it? Is it on right now?" It's gonna pop up every single time with every single play.
I hope so.
Oh my goodness.
Did we miss any? Did we miss any fast food places?
I mean, for the major ones,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Since you've been to Culver's before,
Yeah.
what is 3 things you order for the fans and for myself?
Okay, so whenever I go to Culver's,
You have
so
a pen?
I try. This is such a hard question because last time I flew out to Indiana, they have a Culver's there, and no joke. Oh, Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake also is a bomb place to go to.
Oh yes, I've been there.
Yeah, Steak and Shake is super good,
I
but
used to know people who work there. Terrible in the back.
terrible. For Culver's though, I like their a lot of people like their pork tenderloin sandwich. It's okay. It's pretty good. But if this is there, I don't know if it's seasonal or not, but it's the triple pub burger. And like last time I went there, it was like on an onion, some type of onion bun, with jack cheese. Oh, dude, it's so good. And I added bacon and sauteed mushrooms. Dude, my mouth's watering, bro. Oh my gosh. So now that I go there, if it's not there, will clean up on aisle 5. It's I'll get the triple butter burger. And I'll get the triple butter burger. And the reason why I get a triple, it's because the patties, the way that they make their patties are thin, but they're widespread. And what that does is it keeps the burger juicy, and it's good. So I do a triple butter burger, and I'll do that with bacon, grilled onions, and then if they still have mushrooms, I'll do the mushrooms and jack cheese. And then you get that with a large cheese curd. You get large cheese curds or onion rings, but for sure you should get cheese curds. And then you can get onion rings.
Wisconsin.
Dude, it's so good, so bomb.
Yeah.
And then and the third thing for dessert, dude, I would get their frozen custard. It's fresh every day. Fresh. So it's
Well, that
good.
sounds really good, but I want to kind of roll off of the cheese curds because I love cheese curds, and the best place I've had them fast food is A&W.
A&W does have good ones.
Yeah, A&W does have really good cheese curds, and I don't think we have that one on the list, but that's all that I would get at A&W. I would drive through there and just get the cheese curds or the cheese curds from Freddy's Steakhouse. That they're really good there too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think A&W takes it for that one. But that's why I really want to go to Culver's because you're always raving about it, and I want to try the cheese curds at Culver's because
what I found out, I was actually trying to find out how to open up a Culver's in California. So I got on a call with an investors group for that Culver's was leading. And they said that because there's no like current market this way, they're trying to expand into Arizona, and they'll be on the borderline of Arizona and California. And then that way they can get like more travelers that go through that main highway. And then like that way people in California can start experiencing Culver's and talk about it in California. But the problem is the reason why Culver's is only spread out for a certain length of area is because they use local farmers from Wisconsin. They use local farmers to get all of their product. That's why their product tastes so fresh, because they do same day delivery for all their stuff. So like their meat delivery, it's always fresh, same day. All the product they have, same day. Like all of it's fresh, dude. And so that's the reason why like it then becomes a problem of how are we going to get our product same day and keep it cost effective
and fresh.
Yeah, and fresh.
Couldn't you just hire from local farms?
You can, but the cheese is not the same. And I know that sounds funny, but
No,
bro,
yeah, I know.
yeah, Wisconsin cheese is not the same as here, by a long shot. Like Wisconsin cheese is so good, super good. So something with the cows over there, but
it's a steroid days.
They're happier. They're happier than California cows.
they're happier than California cows, bro.
Either that or they're on some psychedelics.
Psychedelics, not steroids.
No,
They're all just tripping.
not
they're
on the
one and the
roads.
same.
They're standing upside down.
I'm stumbling up, tripping. Ooh. That how it goes?
Bro,
That
you
song?
sound just like her.
Do I? Oh, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I can find a voice career.
Quit your
right?
9 to 5.
Quit my 9 to 5. Speaking of 9 to 5,
Hey, that was
adult-
perfect.
adulthood, the myths versus the facts. Let's go. We got our myths and facts here.
So some random thing that some kid from nowhere
Yeah. What did he say?
suggested. They were like, bro, when I'm an adult, I'm going to work my 9 to 5, go home and play games, and that'll be it.
What kind of loser said that, dude?
What a
That's
weirdo.
not the life.
What a nobody.
I
Let's
don't
just
know.
go.
All I
It's
know
like
is that
8 to
he loves
5, and then you
McDonald's.
play games.
It was Cisco for the fatties if they don't realize.
Oh
Definitely
my
wasn't
god.
me. Yeah, I said it as a joke, and then I thought I was serious.
You look pretty serious right now.
Dude, you were dead serious,
I mean,
like with the face right you have
Bro,
right now.
I was not
Like,
that serious.
Yo,
Because
you
you
were
put it in
you
the
were
doc, and I was like,
no
bro, you
cap,
actually want me to
no
say that?
cap.
No cap, bro. I was for real.
You
Not
just said
for
you're
real.
for real.
No, you didn't let me finish.
Ah,
You got me all for real now.
Backtrack.
Come on, dog.
You're done. You're done, Scuzz. You're done,
I
skis.
don't know, man. I don't know. I wouldn't
Get
know.
out
So
of
that-
here.
So
Fact
let
or
me
fiction,
let me ask you then. Let me ask you this question then. Is that it? Is that it? Like, are you
I'm
experiencing
pretty
that or
sure
what?
No. If I experience that,
Are you experiencing that? Is that the way it goes?
no, I don't work 9 to 5.
What's your current
Oh.
work schedule?
Anywhere from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., bro.
Any day of the week.
Any
Any
day.
day of the week. Basically, yeah.
Nice. Only your third try.
I like it, dude. Honestly, so working in that industry reminds me of working in retail. I'll never go back to retail ever. Well, if I have to, but it's not a choice. It's
Never
not
say
a
never.
good choice. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said if I have to, I'll go back. But bro, like that whole scheduling thing, oh, that hurts my soul every time. Like whenever people tell me about their schedules, like, nah, dude, that's not the business. Like it sucks. It sucks to have to be told like, yeah, you're not gonna get your Sundays, or yeah, you're not gonna get your Saturdays. It's like even for me right now, working Monday through Friday like I do, like still sucks.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you
And then
know,
it sucks like at retail or
Just
fast
quit
food.
your job. It's
I
that
should just
easy.
quit my job.
I did. My last day was Friday.
Yo,
November 20th.
That's what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
Nice.
congratulations.
That's what I'm talking.
Means you quit your
Congratulations.
Yeah, travel the world, buddy.
What
Quit
was
your
that?
job.
Shaking champagne? Were you like trying to pop a bottle?
Dude, that I
don't
don't
know.
think that looked like a.
That didn't
Yeah.
look. I don't know what that was. That
What,
was
me
probably a
or who?
secret handshake.
No, that was Nev.
That was all Neff. I think he was trying to pop an invisible bottle.
I don't. Now he's talking to
Looked
the
like it.
invisible
Pretty much.
person.
Looked like he was shaking
no,
a
sorry.
champagne bottle.
Logistics office over here. I had
Oh.
to
Oh,
There you
manage.
go. Okay.
But I quit. Yeah.
Well, what about
Yeah.
this myth? What about this myth? I love this myth. I can travel more once I start working full time.
yeah.
That's like illogical. Like you don't even have to be older to. No,
Well,
that's not true. Like think of that.
well, I think there is some truth to that though, Cisco. Because if you're not working at all, how are you going to travel without no money?
But
Good
if
point.
you're working full time, how are you gonna travel?
You get paid time off. you accrue time, you work that OT, and then you actually have, and then you get paid vacation, and now you have, because you're working, now you have money to travel.
If
Maybe
your employer offers it.
if your employer
Yeah,
offers
if your
it, thank you.
employer offers it.
But
But
but I don't agree with that statement either. I mean, that definitely a myth. You know,
Yeah.
I can travel more, but you can be able to travel more if you work part time because you'll have more time in between, or you can just work part time, save up money, quit, travel for a few months, come back, work again, travel again. But when you're tied down to a full time job, it's really hard to go out and be like, hey, I'm gonna go travel more. And reality of it is, you do it once or twice, like legitimate travels, not just I'm gonna go across the state to Arizona or something for a weekend. I mean, like legitimate travel. You know, you do it once or twice a year, if that max.
Well, I mean,
that,
let's just
if you're able
say
to accrue your- if you're able to accrue your PTO, and if you don't get sick or if you don't smack your thumb,
Yeah, I mean,
or
who
get
smacks
into a
their
bike
thumb?
accident.
or to get into a motorcycle accident,
Yeah,
Or gets bitten by a goat.
What?
or
bitten
get
by
bit
a
by
goat.
Yeah,
I
okay.
guess so.
Yeah. So anyway,
Those are important things you need to consider. Full time,
Some
full time.
some goats with rabies going out biting everybody's thumbs.
so this is the thing. This is the thing that for PTO, for a lot of people out there with PTO, and I feel for them too, because I know Neff experienced this. Tron, I don't know if you experienced this too at PTO or not, but
Let's see.
but there's people out there who literally have to use their PTO for whatever it is that they're using. If they don't have a PTS, which is PTO sick bank, right? Which they should, legally they should. But
Yeah.
the thing is, like for me, for example, I'm salary and my PTO comes out whenever I say I'm going to use my PTO. I'm not ruled by the clock. So for other people out there who are hourly and have to use their PTO for that stuff, I feel for you. And the reason why is because you can't just travel whenever you want to. You have to bust your butt to get those hours earned, to meet that calculation of whatever hours worked is what's going to translate into your PTO. You know, and companies do that now because it saves them money, and it also keeps their employees trapped to work as hard as they can to then save up all their vacation time for a year that they've been owed, just to take vacation time the next year and then have to do it and keep rolling over and rolling over. So,
And that's also considering, like, if you don't, like, for example, like I said, like I crushed my thumb, I had to use PTO specifically, and I wasn't allowed, or due to the circumstances, I was forced to use my PTO specifically, which kind of cut me back. And you know, my motorcycle as well. So like these little things, these little incidents, whatever that comes up, you need to accommodate for those things. So if you plan a vacation, you need to bust your butt. You need to be working so you have enough PTO saved up, so that way you can have that vacation time, and then still have enough time for like little accidents if things like that happen.
right. So it's like you're gambling for the year. Like, you know what? I'm going to bank on nothing happening this year, no family emergencies, nothing, you know, critical. And I'm going to plan a 2-week vacation next year to wherever, you know what I mean? Like that. And that stuff, that hurts. Like that really hurts whenever I hear people having to go through that, because it's like, here are these people that, again, when you really look at the clock and you split it up, if you do work from 8 to 5 every day, in a normal day, normal business day, that gives you from 5:01 p.m. to 9 to 10. Let's just say 9 to 10. Yeah. To get whatever you need to get done. Along with that, you need to split your time between your family. You also need to handle your responsibilities at home. You're giving most of the normal work or normal day to your employer just to get 4 to 5 hours at home to then take care of your other responsibilities. And then people wonder why they're so tired every day when they come home having to take care of their responsibilities at home, because they give all of their time to their employer.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if you guys have ever heard that, like the real work starts like from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. because that's when you really got to hustle and really bustle. Like if you want to grow yourself as a person and you want to invest in a new company, or, you know, start your own business, or literally anything, like the real work comes after you're working for your boss you're working for your family, and you're working for others that you might have responsibilities for. And
Mhm.
then it's yourself. Then it's you.
Yeah, dude. Because that's another subject.
It's okay to cry, man. Go ahead, cry. It's all good.
That's another subject. Sean, I'm sorry. Before we go on to the next one, did you look like you had something to say?
No,
No.
I'm just agreeing with you.
There's
Yeah.
the other one is financial well-being. Financial well-being through higher education. Like, once I graduate, I'm going to get these student loans, and once I graduate, then everything is going to be, good. Everything's going
Facts.
to, everything's going to be great. I'm going to be making a job, making a job. I'm going to be, making a 6-figure salary at a job. And I'm going to be able to pay back all those loans because I've paid my dues already. There was this one meme, and it said that the bartender was saying, hey, what can I get you a drink? And he tells him the drink. And he goes, what are you celebrating? He goes, oh, I got my bachelor's degree. He goes, hey, same here. I'll be back with your drink. So, and it's funny because when you really think about that stuff, a lot of people this is the reasoning that professors use. I'm not against going out there, getting your degree, whatever you want to do. That's your life, bro. But there's professors who will say that even if you don't, and it's funny, I heard this straight from a graduation speech. A professor said, even if you don't end up getting your dream job with this diploma, no one can take this diploma from you. It's yours. You've earned it. And I was like, how is that encouraging? Because now you're telling me, like, if I don't get my 6-figure job for the 6 figures that I paid you guys to teach me this stuff, that means that no one can take that away from me. So what am I supposed to do with it? It just becomes something on my wall. And
Yeah, it looks super pretty, dog.
Yeah, you cry. And
bedazzle it.
You guys see this?
no, but what's the statistic on there? Do you know what's the statistic of people that graduate with their degree and actually get a job in that profession?
Isn't it like 30 or 70?
53%.
53%.
Oh no,
So
sorry. 47% get the job. Let's see. It says the fact is approximately 53% of college graduates are unemployed or working in a job that doesn't require a bachelor's degree. It takes the average college graduate 3 to 6 months to secure employment after graduation. But they're not saying that they're actually working in the field that they are that they're studying. They're just saying it takes them 3 to 6 months to secure employment. So that means 53% of college graduates are unemployed or working in a job that doesn't require a bachelor's degree. So about 47% can secure employment for sure, but that doesn't say if they're in their study or not.
Yeah. And in my experience, not everybody gets a job in what they studied in their degree. It's honestly rare. I've heard more times than not, I studied this and I studied that, but I ended up because the opportunity came up and I took it. And maybe the opportunity came up because they had the bachelor's in that degree or the associate's degree, but it's more of like because they have that paper saying, hey, I have an education, they were able to get into wherever they're at now. And it wasn't more like, it wasn't, for example, they studied to be an architect or an engineer or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Dude, that's what happened to me. I went to vocational school. I mean, I went to the community college here during high school to get my 2 years, whatever. But I went to vocational school and I learned accounting. My background has been finances. It was accounting. The only reason why I ended up where I'm at now is because I went for an interview because it said that they needed a biller. I was like, okay, cool. Like I was trained in APAR, and we'll go ahead and do this interview and try it out. And that's how it happened. It's not, I mean, it's close to my background, but it's not what I went to school and studied for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I'm not doing what I went to school for either. I went to vocational school as well. And I don't even work anymore. So
you're jobless.
You didn't secure the bag, bro. You didn't secure the bag.
But I still haven't, I never went into any of the fields that I studied for. Like, it's all super practical skills that I still apply, like even like working on my cars. But to follow that career is not, it didn't go that way.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. What I did architectural drafting, and what am I doing? I'm doing like IT, totally different. I mean, it just kind of happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool,
dude,
though.
same here.
Yeah, I do like what I do, honestly, but kind of different. If I want to mention one, also kind of different between from that is that as adults, you're going to outgrow your flaws. And by that kind of meaning, as far as bad habits, for example, procrastination, when you become an adult, you're not going to procrastinate. You're not going to be late to work. It's going to be easier to get out of bed in the morning to go to your 9 to 5 or your part-time job, that kind of thing. Not true. Total myth. It's more about, there's a difference between like outgrowing your flaw and being mature. If you have these, we were talking about it, Josh. How did you say it? If you have these
Tendencies?
help me out here, Matt. Yeah, if you have these tendencies already, it's not something that's just going to disappear because you become an adult. That has to come with maturity. And knowing how to calculate your time. So because you become an adult, are your flaws gonna go away and disappear, and everything's gonna be easier for you? Definitely not.
I think that kind of goes into what like Neff was saying a couple episodes back, when the drama happened between him and Cisco yelling at one another. So if you missed that drama, go back, I think, a couple episodes, and you'll hear them yell at each other. It got intense. So when
but we won't talk about that. We won't talk about that right now. Go back and listen.
But it was when Neff said that if you're not a disciplined person already, then you're not going to be disciplined for whatever task that you're trying to complete. So I think that kind of goes into the same thing. If you're naturally not a disciplined person or haven't been taught how to be disciplined, then you're not just going to simply outgrow it. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to be 30 and I'm going to go ahead and somehow overcome that flaw. It all comes with growth.
Yeah, I think an interesting point that you mentioned is that it's maturity that makes the difference, but maturity can be defined as ripeness, and like you need to cultivate that. You need to. That's something that someone needs to grow on, and I find that people, at least when I was growing up in high school, like everyone had these dreams of like, by the time I'm 30, I'm gonna have a wife and a kid, and I'm gonna be working my dream job and all
just
this nonsense.
Like that, with their head just like that.
Like they would break their neck. It was insane. It was the weirdest thing. I'm telling you. Should have gone to school. It's crazy.
Dude, it's true. I go to school right now.
It's still truth to this day.
Yeah, and so they like had these ridiculous dreams, and they would like foresee it by the time they were 30, but like they didn't do anything to get to that. And I actually saw someone recently working at Little Caesars, and I was like, okay, well, this is like peaked in high school.
Where's your
Fantastic.
Civic, dog?
That's me. I work at Little Caesars.
No, it wasn't.
Actually branch manager. I'm branch manager.
Yo, that's
you manage
really
that branch?
legit. That's what I'm talking about.
Good job, man.
Good job.
Thank you.
And
I'm
how
also
are you?
regional manager.
And what are you? 12 years old? Nice.
13. 13.
Hey, you know what? You got the hookup, though. I'm just saying, you got the hookup. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love you for, by the way.
But yeah, like maturities. So yeah, I don't think people really look at it realistically. I think they have an idea and like these dreams that they want to be self,
But I think that
or,
also comes with self gratification, the need, or people, for some reason today, people can get everything at the snap of their fingers, right? The instant gratification. So that kind of comes with an unrealistic view of how long it could take for people to gain things. Like, for example, if you have grandparents who work their whole lives, obviously as a younger person, you see them, they're able to give you these things because they work their entire lives, and now they have retirement, or now they have some type of financial well-being throughout all these years of working. Then you have your parents who are in the middle of that stage, who are still providing for you, which I think as a young person, like I know for me, I didn't have like a real big concept of time. So it's like, or a realistic view of time of how long it would actually take to gain things. Like I really thought that I was gonna have like my car now. I really thought I was gonna have that at freaking 20 years old and just be like cruising around town. Took me a while. Took me a lot longer than that. To get where I'm at now, it took me 10 years. And a lot of people don't get or have a have a misconception of time and aligning that time with their goals and what they want in life.
But I think it's important. So, like, if you're listening to this and you kind of feel attuned to that, I think it's good to stay ambitious and stay driven and stay motivated to yourself. And if you want something, then drive yourself to accomplish that. But you can't have these ridiculous expectations where you're like thinking that you're going to be able to get it within a super short amount of time. You need to be realistic with your options. You need to really be realistic with the circumstances, especially right now, considering the whole virus. Like, things are just going to be very complicated. Always accommodate for that by like 20 to 40%.
Is that just a general rule you live by?
I do, yeah. So like savings, for example, if I'm going to budget something, I budget it and then I add 20, or depending on what category it is, about 20 to 40% more or less of what I need to save for it.
Yeah, the rule that I live by is if I can't buy it twice, I don't need it. So,
but you
That
need
work?
PS5.
yeah, but I have 3 PS4s, so I can buy.
So what's that math on that
PS5.
though? 4 times 3
Is
17.
12.
82, 1738.
There you go.
Whoa.
6 shots in a Rari.
Yeah.
Sounds like the most random thing.
Well, you know what? This myth, and I think I mean I can feel it. Chon can feel it. A lot of people in our age range, dude, we're not old. Whatever you say, Cisco, I swear to God.
I don't know, man.
We will boot you out of this chat. We will kick you
I
out.
don't know, man.
Teach you karate.
I don't know, man. Okay. But the myth is that our better years are behind us. I don't believe that one bit.
No.
That like for people who feel that like once they reach a certain age, like I know, dude, there's a lot of people out there who believe that once they reach 25, it's all downhill for them. Like if they didn't accomplish all their stuff by the year 25, like they feel like a failure. Like there's people I know who are like that.
Yeah.
So,
a
and
lot
they
of them.
feel like, everything that they should have done is already gone. And they're just basically here to live. And they're just going to go ahead and coast through life. That's not how you should view it. You know what I mean? Like that is a huge myth, because there's so much that you can do in your late 20s, your 30s, your 40s, even your 50s, man. Like there's a lot that you can still do in life that a lot of people think that they can't. And I think that people need to tell those people, like, have a better mindset. Have a better mindset and conception of time, because, dude, people are doing things now way later in life because of the technology we have, the medicine we have, and the lives that we can live. Like that, there's no reason why people can't live for themselves in the future.
There's just so much opportunity. Like right now that you said that, like late 50s, if you look it up right now for BBC.com, a 62-year-old former U.S. Marine has broken the world planking record. What happened?
Bro, just keep going, please.
Okay.
Keep going, please.
For 15 minutes, he held it for. No, I'm sorry. He held it for a time of 8 hours and 15 minutes.
He held
So,
what?
like, a plank. For
Plank.
8 hours and 15 minutes
man.
and 15 seconds.
Longest
And he's
plank.
62 years old. 62 years of age, and he's out there. He's like holding it together.
See, don't limit yourself, man.
Well, dude, yeah, like there's people who become millionaires like later in life, like way after 25. For example, Colonel Sanders, he became like a millionaire like after 50.
Captain Crunch, I'm pretty sure he's older than 25.
Bro,
Yeah.
Count Chocula, dog.
He's got to be at least 100.
Yeah.
Maybe 106. No, maybe 169. I don't know. We'll find out.
Stan Lee
I don't know. I
was
feel like
39.
I kind of feel like some people use that saying "our better years are behind us" as kind of an excuse to do whatever they want when they're younger and to kind of go buck wild and be like, oh, whatever, I'm going to do whatever I want because when I get older, I'm not going to be able to do all that. But then again, that like you said, like you guys said, it's just limiting yourself. It's mentally be like, oh, I can't do none of that when I'm older, and that's not true. So instead of putting the limit on there, and you said Josh, you mentioned the year 25. A lot of people will say, oh, if I don't do something when I'm 25, then I failed at life, you know. And I'll be honest, at 25, that's when I felt like, man, I'm barely doing all these things. At 25 is when I was able to buy my first car on my own. I mean, like outright by myself. It wasn't my first vehicle I had was a truck, but it was a graduation gift my dad bought me. So the first vehicle I bought with 1 mile on it, straight from the dealership, was at 25. I started traveling at 25 years old. That's when I first started doing my traveling. So when I mentioned traveling, it's not like I've been doing it since I was 18. You know, it takes time to do all those things. Like Josh said, have reasonable time management. Realize that, hey, all this stuff is not going to happen in 5 years. Your tastes are going to change. What you want to do. There's honestly, I don't think there's a limit. You know,
there's not. That's the thing. Sorry. It's just like you said. People limit themselves and they ruin themselves by doing that. Yeah,
I mean, for me, I feel like after 25, I'm not going to say they're the best years, but it's been good. You know what I mean? And I've definitely been able to do a lot more than I was able to when I was like 18 to 20, 25, you know? And I mean, I don't, it's definitely a myth because I mean, look at us, you know?
No, for real. Going. Like, and I can't stress that enough that a lot of people for real need to hear that there is life later on, you know? And I think it could also be a mindset of maybe their grandparents died younger. They died in their 40s or 50s. Their parents might have passed away in their 50s. So they think that they don't have that much time. You know what I mean? Like genetically, they might not have that much time.
I think it just might be a matter of like immaturity sometimes as well. Because like if you put yourself into the mindset of like, I'm 25 and everything is going downhill, or you're 30 and everything's going downhill. Like if you really have such a mindset, then like where is your frame of mind at?
Yeah.
Like do you really not have any like goals after that? Like did you accomplish your one goal in life and then just decrease? Like that was just like you're ready to die?
Like I think that basically means that you're not asking yourself, how can, instead of looking around you and seeing your world on fire, why aren't you asking, how can I put this fire out? Why aren't you asking, how can I better myself? Why aren't you asking, how can I better my life and my life and those around me?
And a lot of times, like that fire is not even real. Like the problems that some people face. And I was listening to a psychologist recently. He was mentioning like there's either two people, like two depressed people. You either have a problem or you don't. And if you're depressed and you have a problem, then you're not clinically depressed based off of like your chemical imbalance. There's a problem that's actually bothering you, and that problem is very real and you need to fix it. Versus the people who, you know, their life is perfect, you know, they're on paper living really great lives, and do suffer from, you know, clinical depression, and they do have those chemical imbalances. But a lot of times I find that like people just make up problems. Like it's not a real problem. Like if you like, you'll ask them like, okay, if this was fixed, would you be happy? Yeah, totally be happy. So what are you doing to fix it? Well, I can't fix it because this and that.
Right. Excuses. Excuse after excuse. No, and I know a few people like that in my life, and
why are you looking at Cisco?
It's taxing.
Did you just, bro? What the heck?
What? Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, let me look at Chon. So I know a few people.
Look at me in the eyes, straight right here.
No, like it really, it's taxing on you actually, and a lot of people don't realize that. It's actually kind of taxing on the person that is trying to help. You know what I mean? Like, hey, so why don't you try this? Well, if I try that, then this is gonna happen. Well, have you actually tried it? No, I just think that is going to happen.
I just know. Yes, I know how I handle things. I know how I'm going to take it. I'm not going to be able to.
Right.
And then, that's the worst thing. I hate that, man. And like you said, but did you try it?
Right.
But did you die?
Yeah. The answer is always no.
So I think people like that really need to change their mindset up. Whatever they have to do to, you know, just try and never stop trying, never give up, you know. But with that, that was the Phat Chat. That was this. That basically wraps up this episode. So we just want to thank everybody, all of our listeners, for tuning into the toxicity of the Phat Chat. We hope you enjoyed today's session, and a big thank you to everyone who's tuning in around the world. Really can't thank you guys enough, especially our international listeners. So thank you. Tune into the next episode for these topics, and as always, please send us your questions because we love to answer those. So our next episode's topics will be dating, who pays for what, and are men okay with dating women with kids? 2, questions from the fatties. So definitely send us those questions, guys. Send us those questions because we're going to answer them on our next episode. And then stupid drivers and customers. Tune in for our personal experiences with people on the road and in the store. That's dropping on December 7th, 2020. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on any platform that you're listening on. If you like us, please give us a 5-star rating. And don't forget, we need your help to get to those 1,500 followers on Instagram and 1,000 plays on any platform. So again, how can you help? Well, post us on your stories and your feed, shout us out, and we'll do the same. And help us get to our goal, and we'll host that raffle with that PS4 and maybe a PS5. Maybe. We'll see. I'll ask Neff and see how he feels about it. And again,
See if he wants to buy it.
I'll see if he wants to get it fully for us. So thanks again, fatties, for tuning in to this episode of the Phat Chat. This is the Phat Chat, and we're signing off.
Ciao.
Very cool. Did you guys see Cisco just stroking out, by the way?
Yes, when he was lagging, you mean?
Yeah.
Dude, it was funny because his hand went like this. It went like, and...
Dude, we should save this clip. And then
I haven't stopped recording yet because I like the ending episodes like this stuff.
Yeah.